Hi, Malcolm.
How you doing, buddy?
Can you talk or you at work, huh?
No, I rushed home so I can
Rush out.
be at home for two, my friend.
All right, cool. So the market now, let me hold on a second. I'm just gonna change the speaker. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna kick it off. How's this week been? Any trade?
Not yet.
Good. All right. Cool. What's your view?
View was I was kind of seeing what last night would give us, if I'm honest with you.
Let's
Fed meeting.
what one was it? What are you thinking?
I was looking at gold, so
Gold, yeah, no problem. Buying or selling?
selling.
Good direction.
Selling with gold. I was waiting to see if there was a spike. The couple of things that I did have alerts on kind of went the other way, to be honest with you. DAX went up.
Yeah.
So I kind of left
similar,
that.
like the euro dollar trade that I put on.
Yep.
So I will explain how it works anyway, why I close it off and how I do management. To be honest, the trade that I put on euro dollar is, you often hear me say elegant entry.
Yep.
That was my best entry. I can't get any better than that. It was exact price 107.60. If I put 107.61 or something like that, it would not trigger. It was dead on. But even though it's a perfect entry, but because of the change of trend on 1 hour, I will have to follow my rules.
Of course.
So I will explain now. Let's share the screen. So first and foremost, of course, always indices. So you see three of the indices at the moment. Although I don't like it, the reason why I don't like it is look at S&P. Try, come back. Try, fail, and now slowly grinding higher. Very, very weak. Okay, we might see something like that, and then watch for one big speculative move to around 4,100. Then maybe it's finished, because this is not bullish price action. Okay, I'm gonna do one big chart. I said early part of the week, I said, okay, I might consider to go long if S&P 500 can stay above 3,950, which is this area. But the price action is just not aligning. Monday, come back. Couldn't even break the highs, come back lower. Now, I broke her higher. Are you? Okay, I'm a little bit higher. That's not how I make my money. That's not how I trade. I don't like this price action here. In fact, you know me, I don't trade phase two, but only indices I will consider. But this kind of price action is a big no-no. I'm not gonna do that. So at the moment, I think we are likely to continue to having this phase two in here, which is a ranging market around this this zone here, 4,100, which is not the best. Okay, it may even go a little bit higher, 4,200, this sort of area, but we're not out of the womb unless we break above 4,300 and stay above. However, this is something that, I don't know, have you seen my weekend webinar that I've done for a few hours?
Yep.
Something that I haven't seen for a while. 7 weeks selling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not the pandemic. Pandemic is 1, 2, 1 buyer, 1, 2 buyer, come back. Okay. Not 2018. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some buying. 1, 2, 3 buying. We haven't seen this since here, 2008. Although it's not 7 weeks, but this is heavy selling. We haven't seen heavy selling like this since. So disregard this 2 bar, you have a period of selling similar to here, or the year 2000, man. If you want the 7 week, this is year 2000. that's exact. If you if I put, let me put two charts side by side. That's one weekly chart too. That's scary, man. We could be just here. Yeah, you see that? If I put a trend line. Once this broke, yeah, broke and retest. Here, we may see a retest, and then further to go.
Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah.
So fundamental, we've seen it. We're even everyday living. You can see the inflation, especially UK. Not sure what Bojo's doing at the moment. Inflation is the highest in the world, even higher than the US. So until we can see inflation ease off, with this bearish sentiment is going to be here. Because you can see this is the 20 and 50 weekly. Weekly cross. You can see when it cross, we still got, if this is the first, okay, we just say this is 1, 2, the third leg, we still got one more leg lower. One more leg lower on the weekly before we can see. This is 4 leg, but I think it's not going to be as bad as 2008. One thing that you do have to realize, 2008 and 2022 is a very, very different environment. A lot more people are connected to the financial world more than before. So it's easier for them to have bargain hunting or buying stock, whatever, these kind of things. So to save, well, the market will bottoms up eventually. I think one of the mark area I have is around 3,200 below, around this zone anyway, here, 3,200 area around here, or a little bit lower, above 3,000. Like I don't think we will see 3,000, but that is already major, from 4,800. 3,000. We're talking about S&P 500. We're not talking about individual stock. Okay, that is substantial amount of money that is going to drop here. But sentiment is bearish, and currently we are just in this weekly phase 2. How usually I don't mind trading the weekly phase 2, but it's too bearish, and I have to analyze what I've done this year. Really funny, the most losing trade incur in S&P 500 long. Yeah, and usually I make the most money by buying it, but this year is different. So we have to react to it. We can't just say, oh yeah, I know how to trade S&P 500 and go long. No, it's not about how I know how to trade. I need to react to the market. This is a bearish market. So would I sell it? Probably not S&P, but NASDAQ would be. So I can see, you can clearly see this is, even in daily, look at this. Do you call this a bullish momentum? No.
It's drying up.
It's grinding like that, trying to go higher. So I think we may see back to the 4,100, this blue box area, and then range. So this, and then boom, a big one. I love a big one at the end. And then may look to, not S&P, but something else, may look to sell something. At least back to this 3,800. I'm not saying that it will break straight away. It may, it may not. It may range here. So we're gonna put a consideration on this. This could play out in June, in July. We know that liquidity is a bit less around the summer month anyway, so that could happen. So this is something that a bigger picture on that. So it's too weak for me to buy. It's too early for me to sell. Dow Jones is leading the market, which I said if it come and break above, stay above this 31,700 area, I could consider to take it long, but S&P didn't do that. So I wouldn't take a trade just based on that. It is grinding higher, better than S&P 500, but only just. I'm saying only just. How high? Well, we got loads of resistance around this 33,000 area is a big support area that, let me just take off the pivot. It's a big support zone that is broken through even the value stock. You see, this is, you know, the last defense 33. So it could go a bit higher. Eventually I see it rolling lower, but probably 26,000. So this can go to 29,000 range for a bit and then 26. But this is actually a golden opportunity, depending on what position you're in. I am liquid. I'm liquid. If you've been following me for a while anyway. November, December, I sold off all the crypto, most of the stock. All right, because the technical weekly trend broken. So, and I didn't expect that. You know, I'm not saying that, oh, I'm predicting a bear market. I didn't expect that, but I was expecting, okay, this 4,800, 4,600 on S&P, maybe around 4,000 would be a good entry point. And I kept saying that 20,000 on Bitcoin could be an entry point. I changed my mind. All right, I'll go into that. So weekly on Dow Jones is potentially phase 2, but is, you know, it's very close to resistance. So not for me to get involved. NASDAQ, no love. There's no love in there, is it? It's just bearish. So would I sell it? Probably. You can see this is a level that I put it on the whole week. 12,000. Can't break. At least S&P can break up a bit higher. Can't do it. Maybe it will come back in here and then come maybe to 12,500, which is another level that I marked. So probably around here. Would I sell it? Yeah. I would, because it's just trend following. It doesn't make sense not to do it. Okay. Although I'm a long-term bullish person, short-term trading is a short-term, medium-term capitalized anyway. So follow the trend here. I marked in here as well, and pivot will step lower next week, probably around here. I would have thought 12,700 area. So watch that coincide with the 50 EMA, and then look for a pattern. Sell the NASDAQ. Can sell the Russell as well, because again, really bearish on that. So it's already a couple of cycle on weekly. So look for a rejection, 19,000 down, and then I'm not saying that it's going to break 1,700, but 1,900. Take some profit around here. Still a 2-to-1 trade. I think going forward for the next 2 months, 3 months or so, be when you reach some profit, you know, for you guys, maybe a 1-to-1, take some profit. For me, I never take profit. 1-to-1, I lock entry. 2-to-1, I'll take some profit. That's just how I am. So, but 1-to-1 should take some profit for you guys anyway. Other indices, Nikkei, yeah, it's kind of range. You see, kind of ranging on this 27,000. I see it may pop a bit higher because it's not dropping lower. Hence why Yens is not really gaining. Maybe to around this area, the trend line, then may see, but it's not weak enough for me to sell. So we'll stick to the NASDAQ and Russell to sell. Hong Kong has been weak for a while, and fundamentally it's going to be very weak because China's lower their expectation on the GPT growth to under 5%. So Bitcoin just dropped lower. Interesting. We'll go to that a bit later. So we'll see how that play out on Hong Kong, Hang Seng. I've got a couple of area that, you know, potentially I will sell maybe monthly pivot around here, 21,000, maybe test that. So keeping an eye on that. Other two indices, we don't trade much of the European index. Yeah, we don't trade that, but it's surprisingly less bearish than US index. Do you know any particular reason why they're less bearish?
No, because I never look at the European ones, if I'm going to be very honest with you, Jay.
Yeah, I think I don't recommend if you don't have the time, like, myself, I have to look at the overall market because European Central Bank hasn't raised interest rate yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but do you think Europe have inflation to deal with?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they raise interest rates, this ultimately probably will drop really heavy. The same kind of fundamental reason on the US index. Expensive money, cheap, bearish for stock market. And then also is already dead cross anyway, 50-200 cross. So it's on my list to sell the CAT 6500 or German DAX. I said I don't mind going long if it's break above this, but 15,000 would be the area that I look to short anyway. So that's a potential, maybe Monday, Tuesday, depending how it plays out. But we really need to clear this first. Above, stay above, drop down to smaller time frame and take it long to that. So that's a potential because it's just less bearish than the US one. Is holding an inverted head and shoulder on that. So potentially I'll trade a 4-hour trend, but it needs to break above this 14,400 area cleanly, stay above 14,000. Then I might consider to take it long only on the DAX on that. So not 15,000. I thought target probably 14,800, something like that. So 2-to-1, 2.5, something like that on that. Move on to this dollar index. I did at the beginning of the week, I said I wanted to sell it to capitalize on this phase 2 trend, but it just didn't even, well, arguable. There's one pullback. When is it? Thursday last week, which I missed. So fine, fair enough. And then I was hoping this will come back a bit higher, but it didn't, and it dropped. Now is in a difficult stage now. Are we going to drop lower because this is a monthly pivot? Okay. And you can clearly see now buyers try to fight back. That's why I wanted to take an early trade on Euro. It's off now, Euro trade. I'll explain that a bit later. Daily at the moment is still in phase 2. So, which is fine. And you can see we've got a couple of reversal bar, arguable that is a rain low for sure. And yesterday inverted hammer. Now, potentially doji, not finished yet anyway, but I never wait for the bar finish. I use a smaller time frame to capitalize. Trend line, makes sense. Oversold, continuation divergent. So everything ticks the boxes. Smaller time frame, it did, yeah. But what I didn't like about it is my trade was here, supposed to be up the flip side of that. This blue box needs to stay. It dropped lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now 1 hour making lower high, lower low. So that's why I use smaller time frame to get in to find the most elegant entry. But sometimes when it pays out handsomely. But if it doesn't work out, you got to know.
Tap out. Yeah.
No, it's not working. So you need to be prepared on that. You will get burned a few times to learn. It's not easy to do that, but I'll show you how exactly I've done it. So if this level doesn't hold, so I will look for a spike down back to this 101 area. Okay. Still, that's a previous high, daily high. Unless this, even though this break here, our higher low is here. It needs to break this 99.60 area before you have potential new downtrend. If you look at weekly, we are still on an uptrend for sure anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, it dig his head through 104. I know it had never done it, but now it's just looking like a retracement to me. Why this 101 is important? Look at this 101 here, 101 there. Okay, so a lot of interaction on this 101 area. So if this current level not holding, do I want to continue to sell with this tiny little room over there? Impossible. I don't do that. I never do that. So I will be gearing up to buy dollar if that's not working out. So I will be looking at a reversal pattern around 101 area. Probably not tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, probably sometime next week, early, maybe tomorrow, but I don't know, depending how, probably to me, 2-3 more days. Aussie as well is maybe a little bit more. We can see this is definitely typical phase 2 anyways. It's not phase 1. Very, a couple of days buying, selling is, is a battle going on at the moment. All right. So I think cleaner level would be about a 72 in here. And maybe to 70 would be the first target, because 70 was a lot of interaction. So take some profit. So Aussie, yes, on the list, but I would still prefer to sell Euro more than Aussie, just because it's a direct inverse correlation. So my trade, why I did the trade in here. Obviously, we are in a daily phase 2, and yesterday was a reversal bar already. But that's a level 107, but a long time level, not as here. Yeah.
I've got that on the weekly.
Yeah, on the weekly, yes. But I would prefer to pull back to 108, which is why I said it might go a little bit higher. Okay. But it's worth a try if you can get a super good entry. We don't see that. We don't see this touch here at 107.06, I said. How did I get that? Of course, that's the trend line that I draw in here yesterday. So we break, come back for a retest, close to the monthly pivot area, and something that I use quite a lot actually when I trade retest, Fibonacci retracement.
So what level was the Fibonacci at?
61.8.
Right, okay. Significant, okay.
Yeah, can you see? It's just under 61.8. I was debating 107.08 or 107.06. I thought, you know what, just 107.06. Bang. And the price just touched 107.06. If I put 107.08, it wouldn't trigger. So the entry is absolutely perfect. So when you get a trade like that, you already know, okay, my first job is excellent. It's excellent because this is you can't get any better than that. Don't say that I'm gonna get it here. It's impossible, because this is not something that I like to see. You shouldn't break above this line here, because first in the morning when I saw that, when I got up, okay, great, that's a good entry. Hang on, when it comes to here, hang on, this is a potential higher low on an hourly. You shouldn't do that. Okay, fine. You can come to recharge. And then when this reversal bar broken, I already put stop loss just a little bit above and then walked out because I have to go somewhere, and now kicked me out. This is how I use just price action, but it's all predetermined on my trading plan before I put in the trade. So last night I put on the trade retest 107.06. Price should stay below. If any reversal that is pattern form up on the other way, then I protect. So I did. And now you can see this is now going back like this now, isn't it? Potentially. I'm saying potentially. So it could still go lower, I don't know. But for me, if now, because it's now the pattern have changed, so it needs to break this now. If I'm going to go in again, it needs to break this and then come back to, and now take it again. But at the moment, don't know yet, but it could go higher to 108. But if you go to 108, business as usual, go again, right? Because when you go to 108, then I think you can aim for here. I'm not aiming for 104, the bottom bit, 103 area, probably 104, because I said we may have some sort of ranging condition happening. It could range like this here a little bit and then drop lower. So we'll obviously see. So, but even from 108, if you capitalize using the same similar method, reversal pattern in here, whether it's a breakout retest, up to you guys, no problem. From here to here, that's a 3-to-1 trade. Yeah. 3-to-1. So if I lost a 0.25%, a 3-to-1 trade is 3%. That'll compensate how many of this? 10 or more, right? So that's the beauty of reward to risk. You need to look for high reward to risk, and you need to look for the elegant entry. But if you can't trade retests, because retest is something, it takes a lot of time to master. You could have taken this the breakout, and then when this morning, if I've taken the breakout, the management method will be the same. So if I've taken the breakout here, and then when I see in the morning, I tested that, and then come in this. If I'm working, put it here, put a couple of pips above that. If it kicks you out, move on. Right. That's how I manage the trade anyway. Because I see a lot of amateur trader will probably think, maybe it will roll lower again and stuff like that. Up to you. If you want to sit through that, fine. But for me, that's how I am, and I will continue to do that. I won't change the way that I manage my trades. So one thing that I saw today as well, I didn't like, is pound continue to on 1 hour making higher highs and higher low, although now it's rolling over a bit. But that's the thing. Okay, pound dollar is still going higher. Is euro trade going to do well? I don't question. So it's not lining up. Kiwi is still on this phase 2. The inside bar doesn't mean anything. It's struggled to. It's it's typical phase 2 anyway. A couple of days it could go to 66. I would prefer to sell Kiwi than Aussie, because Aussie has a support at 70. It has none to 62 area. Okay, so good reward to risk. Keep that on the list on Kiwi. When it go to 66, that's how I would do it. If I'm planning to sell Euro and Kiwi, I will not take both of them in the breakout. I will see if I can take one at the breakout first, depending on what's available. See, if Kiwi, I think breakout will be better because just the behavior. Say it makes, I will drop to 1 hour and show you. You remember I took a trade in April, 3-4-1. Just use that as example. Argue with head and shoulder, but it might continue. So in 66 area, I want to look for something like, even like that, this sort of exhaustion price action and a breakout. Because when it breaks, it breaks. On Kiwi and Aussie, they like that. It doesn't really retest. You see, boom, breaks down. Okay, breaks and go lower. Okay, so if I take Kiwi first, say for instance, I see a pattern, something like this, exhaustion, take the breakout, and then continue to break lower, lock this one, and then go to euro dollar to look for a retest or a breakout. As long as the first one I lock, nothing, right? And then on euro dollar, I will look for another good entry. Probably will be retest because I'm assuming it'll go down like that. But euro dollar will have more chances of having a retest just because of the Kiwi has less liquidity. Euro dollar is the highest liquidity. So a lot of people exchanging. So we'll have bounce. We'll have more retest opportunity. Then I'll look for euro dollar, maybe a daily pivot match with the support resistance the following day. get that one in, whether it's a 1-to-1 or take half to one, let the second trade run, then I have 2 position running. 2 trade into, say, 2-to-1, never mind 3-to-1. Done. So
what level are you looking at NZD, sorry?
What level?
Yeah.
66.
Just flip it on the daily for me, just to have a look where it is.
Here. It's a very, very long-term trend line that I draw.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I use a weekly to show you.
Weekly, fine, got you.
You see, long-term trend line. But you can see around here, that's the previous support as well. Around the 66 area, I think it should be going. Yeah, this is an overstretch. This is super bearish. This is super bearish. You think the seller will give up that easy? I don't think so.
No.
Right? At least to here anyway, around this area. Don't get to the tip, but from here to here, that's the 4-to-1 trade, man. So, but the question is how the next step is, I often said, finding the elegant entry is only the first part of the job, right? The second part, you need to protect. Once you protect, you still need to manage. And this is how you maximize on that. You've got to be very patient on if the trade is going to your direction. So I visualize this sort of like an exercise in my brains before I get into the trading zone. Like, okay, visualize how I won the biggest trade. How did I do that? How did I feel? What was the entry? How did I manage that? Oh, okay. So do the same. All right. So the mental capital is very, very important. I'm very impatient. If you see me like today on the euro dollar, cut it, bang, cut it. You're not doing what I like you to do. So see you later. In fact, it's now low test in there hourly. So that's pretty much. I can go to dollar CAD. I don't like it. I don't like the price action anyway. It's very rangy. It's just. It's not nice, so I'll leave it. Dollar Swiss is a bit heavy selling, heavy selling. So they still got the support resistance 94 area. So that's this, but it's more driven by the risk-off sentiment, more to Swissy than the yen. The yen is a bit tricky at the minute. It's not doing an awful lot, but I do want to be a yen buyer. I do actually, because this has been going on for a while, and this is an ending pattern, isn't it? You can see it's no longer getting the same buying momentum in here. In fact, we actually have a daily downtrend. Yeah, see. So it's not quite ready. I think price, if it come back to this area, 130, and I'll look to sell back to here first. Maybe keep some potentially down to here. So yen is there. Whether will be dollar yen,
exactly,
or Aussie yen, or Euro yen, yen, I don't know yet. But I need to see a rejection on dollar yen in this area first. And once we see the rejection in 130, then we'll go through the process. I don't know, have you seen the whole video that I've done? I'll send out this now. Is go through the major, find out which one you want to sell. Do you want to be an Australian? Say next, 2 weeks later, dollar yen, reject 130. You want to be a buyer of yen. You also want to be a buyer of dollar. Would you sell dollar yen? No, don't do that, because you want to buy both. But if you want to sell Aussie against the US dollar, sell Aussie yen, and then go to Aussie yen and have a look. Oh, is it a level? Is it showing me a good place for entry? This is how it works. Otherwise, if people say, oh, I want to trade everything. Yeah, do you want to trade everything? Have a look at this. By the time you analyze Forex, all of it, pair by pair like what I'm doing next year.
No, I saw that's how you pulled out the Euro NZD, right?
Sorry?
That's how when through I watched the video.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how I
NZD.
see Euro NZD, but obviously now both of them are doing the same thing. You know, I said if it dropped below this blue box, which it didn't, yeah, a tick and then come back up. Now it's just ranging because both of them are doing better against the US dollar. So you have a ranging condition on that. So not touching on that. So yeah, this is how it works. So go through the major, find out what you want to do with Aussie. You want to sell it, you want to buy it. And then once you have the list, I'll send it on the group every weekend now. So once you have the list, have a look at which one you want to be a buyer, which one you want to be a seller, and try and match them and use that to your advantage. Then go into the cross pair. Otherwise, you'll spend too much time on that. You don't want to spend, waste too much time on that. Yeah. So currency is done. We still want to be a dollar buyer, potentially yen buyer, but need a little bit of work, I think. Commodity, nothing wrong. You wanted to be a gold seller. I did as well, but
it's not really.
Now, arguable yesterday was a good entry retest here when it breaks, and then you can set that and then protect it now. However,
yes, we're seeing a level with lots of.
Yeah, you're seeing the level now. However, if dollar lose ground, gold will go a bit higher.
Yeah.
So we are still in the phase 2 period. With this, gold is okay. I mean, I think we may see a little bit higher to around 1880, something like that, this area, depending on where the new monthly pivot is. Yeah, we'll step down a little bit for sure. So watch out on this area here. Let me just draw a box as well. Say here. However, I would prefer to sell silver.
Yes.
Just because is more bearish on that. So we could see come back to around the 23 area first before we can, which is great, absolutely great, because yes, pivot will step down next month. It's June.
Tying with your 50 as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, with the 50 EMA, and you can see this is a weekly mega trend line. See, that's touch. If it goes slope down like this, we could be looking at around $18, $19 area, because this $19, $19 area has been below for many years, since 2015. Only 2020, the pandemic, has broken it out. It's probably likely to test it, in my opinion. So on that end, and the technical is showing that now anyway. There's no interest. Once this big push up in pandemic, double topped on the weekly, and then that's it. It's rolling over. All right. So good reward to risk on silver. Pull back to 23. Definitely take some profit first. Manage like 2 to 3 to 1. Take some, and then if you have the ability to hold on to it until below 20. That could be your mega trade on that. So I still want to sell the metal, silver or gold, but most likely silver. The reason why I was not so eager yesterday to sell gold is because, funny enough, gold was selling, but silver was not, still holding levels. And today, now you can see why I close off the trade on euro. It's all gaining against the US dollar. Now you can see euro is gaining back as well. And I'm assuming now, while we're speaking, indices is going up. I'm just assuming. I haven't seen because I'm talking to you, see?
Okay.
1 second. You see? I haven't flipped back to see it, but by looking at other instruments, euro, silver, I know. I'm predicting S&P 500 is gaining, and I think Dow Jones gain more. Yeah, stronger, slightly stronger. It's just because of the. It's just this is how the market is one market. How the instrument move is depending on the leader. I don't like things move in one direction, the other one don't. So now closing off the trade is a wise decision. So this is why I said we should celebrate. If you can develop like, okay, I lose the trade, excellent, right? My plan A was to sell US dollar. I missed the opportunity. Plan B is gearing up to buy US dollar. Looks like it's not ready. And I already showed you. If plan A didn't work, plan B didn't work, plan C is to take a buddy day off. So I'm gonna finish now on this. So indices we will touch base. Commodity, we said we want to sell at 23, not quite ready. Oil, I do not want to touch it. Look at this. It's just sideways. I think it may roll a little bit lower and then pop higher. So and then eventually roll lower. But it's not, even though I might be able to see what's happening, but it's the price action just not allowing me to do that. It won't allow me. It might wicks me out, wicks me there. So what's the buddy point? So no. Crypto, funny, huh?
Wash out.
Trying to deep lower. I still think it will pop a bit higher. Like if indices is going to pop higher, I see this is sellers is getting squeezed at the moment. Buyers not winning, so I see a pop higher. This is could be the really good trade later on. Is when it go up to 35. When everyone thinks crypto is going to go back up from now. No, sorry, technical doesn't apply. This is still it's very bearish. I see it will test the 20, maybe even lower. It depending on NASDAQ, depends on S&P 500. S&P 500, the NASDAQ continue to drop lower, can't find the bottom yet, then no. But there is a possibility, aggressive, but I might look to be a buyer at 20,000. Short term, like a bounce, like so from here, if I see a 35, I will short it, trade it back to around 20, not wait for price act. Well, little bit of price action. So if I see exhaustion selling in here into 20, immediately buy because that's the price I want, and then I will look to sell around 28, 30. Yeah, sell off all of it. Short-term investment on that. Still handsomely 40% or so on Bitcoin.
Yep.
Similarly on Ethereum, on that. Around 1,200, 300 area. But I need to see a bounce first up to this 2,500. And the bounce and then lower in here 1,300, I'll buy it. So short term, wait for a bounce, trade it short, and then medium term, I will look to in here back to 2,000, sell all of it, and then see would this 2,000 hold. We will obviously analyze that later, but I personally think it will break. I will show you on that, which is not a problem for me. I think for you as well. You should, you should have some cash. I remember you said to invest. This is why I said even last year to many people, a lot of people and my friends, including a lot of my friends, said they bought in at under 20,000 on Bitcoin, which is around this 11,000 area, or some average about 17,000. They didn't sell at 60 something. I didn't as well. I saw it at like just under 50 when it dropped in November, December. Yeah, about 50K. That's the price that I sold, because that's not when this rolled over and then couldn't really break higher. I sold because it's now, you see, just ask yourself this, Malcolm. If you buy it at 17,000 and price go back, say it just hold at 20. For 2 years work,
Exactly.
You couldn't make
3,000.
300-400%.
Yeah.
Or say 200%. Now at the end you make 20.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
How would you feel? Good? Don't lie. Don't lie.
Rubbish.
Don't tell me.
Rubbish because we are on your recording this. So I can't say what I want to say.
Yeah. Well, I say it. If I was in the same shoe, I would feel like totally shit.
Yeah.
Totally. What the fuck have I done in 2 years? So stuff for kids. So I'll be very honest anyway. I wouldn't do that. So, and especially his cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
It's very easy to drop like 50% or more. And when dropping 50%, you need to gain 100%. When it drops 70%, it's 300% gain for somebody. So 20,000 is an area that I think may possibly will find support, 19, 20, possibly. But if S&P 500 drop lower, we could see 15. But 15 would be a very, very comfortable position for me to accumulate a lot. I'll be very aggressive. If 20,000 doesn't hold below this area, I will accumulate pretty much everything that I will allocate to invest in this area. That's how I am. I'm not saying that everyone should do it. You should maybe, if you're not comfortable enough, then buy a chunk of it. So that's the idea on that. So Bitcoin short term, I think, we will see a bounce because it's been selling for a little bit, but ultimately the bounce would be like that. And then sell off again. So 35 may test the 20, and then we will see maybe back to 30. Will this hold? We'll see. So that's the plan for me. So I'm planning to take the day off now from the market. I will look at it now. I suggest you guys don't do that either because it's Thursday afternoon now. Tomorrow's Friday. It's only a little bit of room to sell dollar or go long. Very difficult on the indices. Then might as well take a day off and catch up again. Maybe Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, no, I'll send you a thing on Sunday anyway. So
cheers.
See ya.